Some people are meant to be rich while others aren't. That is the biggest lie ever sold. The difference between a man with millions and a man with nothing is one thing: relentlessness. The rich man never stopped, the poor man did. And I know exactly what you're thinking right now, but Tate, what if I don't know where to start? What if I pick the wrong thing? Shut up. Every single man who's ever amounted to anything in this world has been through hell. They've been crushed, broken, battered, betrayed, left for dead. And guess what? That's exactly why they became powerful. You don't get to be strong without pain. You don't get to be respected without struggle. And you don't get to be rich, successful, dominant without walking through the fire and refusing to burn. Every single hardship you're facing right now, every sleepless night, every rejection, every failure is the universe forging you into something greater. But you have a choice. Either you use that fire to harden yourself into steel, or you let it consume you like every other weak man who quits when it gets tough. Look, when I was younger, I hated running. I absolutely hated it. My kickboxing coach asked me, "What do you hate the most?" I told him. You know what he said? Then that's exactly what you're going to do, because the thing you hate is usually the thing that's holding you back. You can't avoid pain and expect to be great. That's not how this works. Life is a battlefield, and only those willing to endure the pain get to conquer it. And some of you sit there whining about how unfair life is. Oh, I had a bad childhood. Oh, I didn't get the right opportunities. Shut up. You think I had it easy. You think I was handed everything. I built myself up from the ground of blood, sweat, and a relentless mindset that refused to lose. And now I'm here living the dream life while the complainers stay exactly where they are, broke, invisible, and irrelevant. Wake up every day and tell yourself, I want to see how good life can get. That's the mindset I live with. And guess what? Life keeps getting better. Every day I get richer, stronger, smarter. Why? Because I refuse to affirm anything negative. Most of you sabotage yourselves without even realizing it. You sit around saying, I'm depressed, I'm unlucky, life is against me. You're hypnotizing yourself into being a loser. Me, I say I'm bulletproof, untouchable, unstoppable. And guess what? That's exactly what I am. Some people call it delusion. They say, Tate, you're a narcissist. Cool. But let's look at the score. Who's winning? Who's living the life they want? Who's on top? Me. So tell me, why would I ever want to think like you? You have to learn to love the battle. You have to smile every time life knocks you down, because every punch life throws at you is shaping you into a warrior. Weak men fear hardship. Strong men crave it, because they understand that on the other side of pain is power. You think Napoleon became an emperor by avoiding stress? You think Alexander the Great conquered half the world by taking it easy? No, they woke up every day and demanded more from life. You need to do the same. You need to be a hero in your own story. Or you can suffer eternal slavery as just another nobody in the crowd. And let me tell you, this is nothing worse than regret. Nothing. Imagine seeing someone you love dying right in front of you, trapped in a burning car, and you're too scared to help. You freeze, and then it's too late. That regret will haunt you forever. That's what life is doing to you right now. It's putting you in front of the fire, testing you, daring you to act. And most of you are just standing there doing nothing. Manhood is a battle, and the rent for greatness is due every single day. Your body. You rent it. If you stop training, you lose it. Your wealth, you rent it. If you stop grinding, it disappears. Your relationships, you rent them. If you stop putting in effort, they fade. Everything you want in life must be earned and maintained. There's no finish line. Only weak men look for an easy way out. And if you don't make your mark in this world, you might as well have never existed. History remembers the bold, the brave, the ones who refuse to be invisible. Do you want to be just another faceless NPC in the game of life? Or do you want to be a warrior, a legend, someone whose name is spoken long after you're gone? Suffer as a nobody or suffer as a king. Life will break you down, but that's the test. The universe is looking at you right now and asking, what are you made of? Are you going to crumble like the rest? Or are you going to rise? I already know my answer. The real question is, what's yours? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something truly difficult? And I don't mean fake difficulty, the kind that comes from playing video games on hard mode or sending an email that made you slightly uncomfortable. I mean real, soul-crushing difficulty, the kind that breaks most men, the kind that has them looking for an escape, looking for an excuse, looking for someone to blame, the kind that makes the weak quit and makes the strong kings, because that's where men are made. That's where champions are forged. If your life has been easy, I feel sorry for you. You don't even know who you are yet. You've never been tested. You've never had to fight. You think you're strong because you go to the gym, because you do push-ups in the morning? Let me tell you something. Muscles mean nothing if your mind is weak. I remember when I was broke, flat out, eating the cheapest food possible, counting coins just to afford rent. And I'd sit there, looking around, seeing all these people laughing, going out, spending money, like life was some endless party, while I was plotting my next move in silence. But that's the thing. What if I told you that success is not a gamble, that if you truly committed every single day, you would be rich, guaranteed? The problem? Most of you quit before the game even starts. You give up at the first step back. But listen to me. If a man goes to the gym every day for a year, his body will transform. So tell me, how can a man work every day towards success and not get rich? The truth is, you don't fail. You stop trying. Most people are living a fantasy, a delusion so deep they can't even see how pathetic they've become. They sit around broke, miserable, blaming the system, blaming their parents, blaming the government, blaming everyone but themselves. They scroll through social media, watching men with private jets, fast cars, and endless freedom. And instead of studying them, instead of learning how to escape, they sit there and cry. It's not fair. He got lucky. I could never have that. And that right there is the reason they will never be rich. Because before you even start the race, you convinced yourself you can't win. You've programmed your brain to fail. Do you understand how insane that is? If I put you in a boxing ring and you step in already believing you'll lose, you're finished before the first punch is thrown. Life is the same, success is the same, money is the same. The reason you're broke isn't because you lack intelligence. It's not because you weren't born into wealth, and it's definitely not because the world is unfair. The real reason? You haven't worked long enough. You haven't endured enough. You haven't suffered enough. You do something for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months, and the moment it doesn't work, you fold. You throw in the towel like a coward. You sit back down with the rest of the losers and tell yourself, I tried. But you didn't. Trying isn't real. Either you do it or you don't. And when you look at your bank account and it's still empty, you want to act confused, as if success is some kind of lottery. It's not. It's simple. Life is cause and effect. Action and reaction. You push hard enough for long enough, and something has to give. The problem is most of you never push long enough. You don't understand that if you committed to something for 5 years, fully, brutally, obsessively committed, you would be a completely different man. 5 years sounds like a long time to the weak-minded, to the guy who can't even focus on a single task for a full week. Well, if I told you that in just 5 years, you could have total financial freedom, you would wake up in a mansion, drive the cars you've always dreamed of, travel the world with zero limits, never answer to a boss again, if I told you that was guaranteed, would you still hesitate? No, you'd go all in. But here's the kicker. It is guaranteed. The reason you don't believe that is because you've never seen what happens when a man refuses to quit. I'll give you the perfect example. A man who steps into the gym every single day for a year, he will change. No debate. You could hate the gym, you could hate exercise, but if you show up every single day and push yourself to the limit, your body will transform. It's a law of nature. So tell me, how is success any different? If you sit down every single day and learn, if you work on your business, improve your skills, study, apply, grind, build, how is it possible that after 5 years you're still broke? The answer is simple. It's not possible. The only way that happens is if you stopped, if you gave up, if you got distracted, got lazy, got weak. That's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. People like to pretend success is random, that some people are meant to be rich while others aren't. That is the biggest lie ever sold. The difference between a man with millions and a man with nothing is one thing: relentlessness. The rich man never stopped, the poor man did. And I know exactly what you're thinking right now, but Tate, what if I don't know where to start? What if I pick the wrong thing? Shut up. That's an excuse. Pick anything and start. You'll adjust along the way. You think the man who gets in shape knew the perfect training routine from day one? No, he just showed up. He figured it out as he went. But most of you don't want to hear this because it means you have no excuse. It means that everything you don't have is your fault. It means you are exactly where you deserve to be based on the work you've put in. If that pisses you off, good. Use that anger, turn it into something useful. Because if you sit here for another year, watching others win, watching others live the life you want, and you're still in the same place, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Let me tell you a story about two men. Same age, same background, same city. Neither of them had rich parents. Neither of them had connections. Both started from zero. They both hated their jobs, hated being broke, hated the fact that every day looked exactly like the last. But one of them, just one, decided he had enough. One night while the other guy was sitting on his couch, scrolling through nonsense, wasting time, making excuses, this man sat down at his desk and started plotting. I can never be depressed if I never slow down. Speed is extremely important. Speed defies gravity. How does a plane fly through the air and defy gravity? Speed. It's moving too fast to fall. If you're always attacking life, if you're always doing things, if you're always making more money, if you're always traveling the world, doing this, doing that, new car, here, there, new podcast, me and James English, boom, boom, boom. You know, if you're always doing things all the time, unhappiness can't catch you. But I also know that speed is a fantastic way to be happy all the time. I'm always in forward. I'm always looking forward to something. I wake up every day excited. I'll go do this today. I'll go do this today. Go do this today. And I very much live my life in a frame of, not I have to do this. It's very much a I get to do this. There's another thing that a lot of people make a mistake with when I talk to them, like, I have to go to work today. Change your language. I get to go to work today. Imagine you had no job. It'd be worse, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be working. So you get to go to work. I have to fix the car. At least you have a car. You get to fix your car. Most people don't but one. I have to go get the kids. You get to go get the kids because you have these beautiful children who love you. You understand? People's even their own language is wrong. The world can be framed. Maybe I'm completely crazy. Maybe I'm full of shit, like you said. Maybe I am. But the frames I've installed in my mind are all beneficial to me. So if that makes me crazy and full of shit, good. Because I can't become depressed. So you can sit there and tell me I'm full of shit while you're depressed, and I'm happy. And I would never want to adopt the thinking of a depressed person.
People will shield laziness with anything. No one wants to admit they're lazy. So they'll shield it with disbelief. Ah, that's a scam. Or, I don't work hard, I work smart. Bollocks. More cover. For just anything it takes to say, I don't want to work.
Do you believe in that? Work smarter, not harder?
I believe in both. But there's a time when it comes to work smart. And most people are trying to do the smart work before they do the hard work. It's kind of like talent, right? You don't notice if you're talented at something till all the hard work's done.
Yep.
I could be the most talented tennis player in the world, but I don't play tennis. So if I go down the tennis court, Joe Schmo's gonna smoke me. I don't get to see my talent until I've worked so hard that I'm in the top 1%, and now I'm beating them because I have some God-given gift.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You have to do the hard work first. If there's no hard work, there's no smart work. So someone's gonna sit there and go, I work smart, I don't work hard, so I only have to work an hour a day. If working smart gets you a lot done in an hour a day, then you should work smart for 12 hours a day and get 12 times the work done. I am absolutely and utterly a believer in hard work. I'm a proponent of hard work. I have all this money and all I do is work. My entire life is work. This podcast is work. I'm getting in the car and going to another meeting, work. I want to go to the gym so I'm in good shape, work. It's all work. My entire life is work. And people don't want to look at life that way. They want to talk about work-life balance and being lazy and all this crap. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in if you want to win, you have to outcompete the man who's prepared to do nothing but work. It's player versus player. If you're going to sit there and go, I don't want to work more than an hour a day, well, the guy who does want to work more than an hour a day is going to beat you. And no matter how smart you are, there's always a smart dude who's doing the same smart work you are for more hours than you're doing it. That's just the nature of the game. The way that humans work and the way that we've evolved as a species is that we don't really learn lessons unless they're learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I believe that unless a lesson has taught the hard way, you're not going to learn it. You can have so many near misses and people won't learn their lesson. Bro, you must know a guy who goes out there, nearly crashes his car, doesn't slow his ass down till he wrecks him.
Yeah.
Like, this is how people are, right? So you need that pain for the lesson to sting enough to really genuinely go inside of your mind. And it's the same with everything. It's the same with driving a car or business. Truthfully, if you want to learn a lesson about business, you're going to have to suffer at some point, right? So we always say that most people are not successful with their first companies, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. I get that. The truth is there's a lot of people that make a lot of money with their first company, but they just spunk it, act an idiot, and it all blows up in their face. And that's how you get the discipline on your fourth company that when you have $3 million in the bank, you just leave it there. You know, and don't be done with it. So you need to go through some pain. You need to experience some negative things. You need to have to a degree some trauma to really even learn any lessons. So yeah, business studies, you're right. The book, that's not going to teach you anything about business. You need to get out there on the streets. You need to make mistakes. You need to suffer. You need to have the tax man knocking at your door. You got to deal with all that stuff so that you make sure it doesn't happen again. I really think that humans are stupid enough to only learn the hard way. And life really doesn't have to be that complicated. When you see somebody that has something you want, you just got to try and work out how they got it. And that's the missing part. Most people see people with things they want and they don't do the second half. They don't try and work out how they got that thing. Oh, my man has a Ferrari. Okay. I wish I had a Ferrari. Okay. They don't sit there and go for an hour, how did he get a Ferrari? It doesn't cross that part is the part they don't want to do, right? They just go, oh, he has a Ferrari, wish I had a Ferrari, and they go back to TV.
Yeah.
And then that's why they lose. It's player versus player out here, man. It's on the street. It's not easy. For every dollar you make, for every pound you take, you took it from someone else. You don't make money, you take money. People don't understand the way that money works. You're not the Federal Reserve. You can't create money from thin air. Every single pound in your bank is money you took from someone else. And when I say take, I don't mean it in a negative way. You might have convinced them to give it to you. You might have a coffee shop. I'll give you a nice coffee. You'll give me some money. Cool. But you still took his money.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're out here trying to take stuff from other people, don't you want to have a team? You want to do it by yourself? You want to be Rambo?
Because if you get two of you doing it.
You get two of you. That's right. So the whole idea of this lone soldier, this Rambo, I'll do it all by myself, that's all dead, bro. You need to have a team. It's player versus player. And for the same reason, if you were out here on the street and you want to defend yourself, you want your boys around you, it's the same thing with trying to get rich. That you're laughing with your boys. The brokey days are great. I'm not complaining about being rich. All this, I worked hard for this and it's a fantastic life I live now. But I think without those brokey days, without those original days to compare it to, without that juxtaposition, then I don't think being rich would be fun at all. I think it's only fun because you can compare it to the days when you weren't rich. That's the only thing that makes it fun. The only thing that makes my $10,000 steak fun is that you can laugh saying how you never had 10 grand in your bank till you were 27 years old.
Yeah.
Like otherwise it's boring. Otherwise okay, steak. And I think if you're born with too much money, that you'll never truly be happy. I think you need the brokey days are the best days.